Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady, this is Kinetic Aesthetic. I am your host, Germ, and today is Wednesday. And you know what that means. It's time that I review some damn media. And I wanted to talk about an album that came out recently by a Chicago artist that is for a long time now. He's been out for a minute now. Dude really dropped his first real big project in 2013, and he's just now sort of, I feel like, getting the mainstream recognition and appreciation that he deserves. I'm talking about Lucki, and I'm talking about his album, Flawless Like Me. Dude is one of the most prolific, and I say this as somebody who has never really listened to his music up until this point. Like, I've heard songs, and it's been like, this is cool, but I've never went out of my way. Lucki is known. And it's a little bit of a type of thing that I'm from the Chicago area, so of course I'm gonna know who he is and be familiar. But this man has a fan base. This man has talent. He's been buzzing over on the internet for a good while now. He's been buzzing, period. And I'm not here to talk about him alone. I got my homie here who's honestly a deeper fan of his music than I am. I, of course, am talking about The Last Nobleman. So y'all give him a round of applause. And then, Justin, I want you to tell them a little bit about Lucki, because I feel like you do a better job than I could.
Just hello, everybody. My name is Justin. I'm going to tell you some stuff about Lucki and some of his music history. Yeah, Lucki's he started rapping in high school, and a lot of friends were telling him that he was a pretty good rapper, and he kind of went and pursued his music and actually went full time and started, trying to build his craft. But he has a very grunge type sound, an emo rap type of vibes.
He's got the real lazy flow, like the flow that people be trying to give 21 Savage for being lazy, for sounding like he's not trying. Lucki is that shit personified. Like, he's really that shit, and it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's like if you just woke up and start talking, that's how he sounds. But it's his beat selection and his ear for the music to the song was really pushing past a lot of other artists.
I agree.
And even with the album, he started off with a good intro. I feel like artists forget about that. They don't put their best work into the intro, and it's something that you have to do to keep people into the album.
I agree with you.
So now, he had some. And the funny thing is, his biggest inspirations. He listened to Chief Keef, Future, and also some inspiration from Prince and whatnot, Erykah Badu. Very tasteful mix.
It is, but the weird thing about it, Justin, I don't want to touch on that. I think it shows in his music, because it's such a weird thing, and maybe it's because maybe I'm just thinking real highly of myself, y'all. So give me a little bit of a grace on when I say this. I feel like I can hear that influence in his music, and you will listen to his shit and you'll be like, what are you talking about? This is just that modern age mumble rap. What the fuck is he talking about? What is he saying? But you can still hear the artistry sort of in his music. You can tell. And the thing about Lucki is, for all y'all that'll hear his music and say that based off this latest album, he been doing that fucking sound longer than the people that really blew up off it, if we being honest. Now, am I wrong on that, Justin?
He engineered that. He was in the framework when it comes to that type of sound. He was kind of caught in the mix. And never really he started taking off and got a lot more recognition, but they were blast as quickly as Uzi and Juice WRLD.
Because of the drugs.
Been, they're on top of he's underground right now, the top of the undergrounds where he was pretty much stationed for a minute, but he kind of veered off because of some certain issues like that, and whatnot, and probably damaging to his health and stuff to work out.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, and that's why it's just nice to see him finally get that recognition. Because some people, they just spend their entire career, they spend their whole time they always, they just almost at the pinnacle of their career. They just almost they just hit that ceiling, but they can't break through it. I feel like Lucki has the potential to actually break through it now. And it's crazy. He's still young. He's young as hell. He's one of those dudes that, 26. That's still young as hell. That's still enough time to really take off and really start to solidify himself on a more because I don't necessarily think he's one of those artists that would ever even want to go just fully mainstream. But I feel like he can find himself a nice little niche to where he can have that type of mainstream recognition without sacrificing too much.
I agree. I don't think you would let any type of like label affect the sound.
That's not him. It's not him. Now, when it comes to this album itself, Justin, I feel like might be an easy answer. I feel like my favorite song right now is Still Made My Day. That's the intro for y'all who don't know. This album is about 24 songs. That's including the bonus tracks. It's 22 songs, not including the bonus tracks. It doesn't feel long though. That's one thing I did like about it too, that I just want to touch on before I touch on the songs actually. No song really. Say what you was gonna say.
There are some songs that are 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes. Those quick sometimes.
I agree. There were some songs that I really felt like could have been longer. Like, I will say none of them overstay their welcome, but there are some songs where it's like this beat could have did a little bit more with this beat, added a little bit more to it. But I also feel like maybe that's just part of his sound, because some artists just don't. Some artists probably just know, you know what? I'll leave you always wanting more, because I feel like Lucki he does just enough, but he also does the perfect amount for him. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, he does. Perfect artistry. And I feel like he's the one that like will sit and listen to a song like 100 times and like make sure he tweaks certain sounds he makes there when certain beats drop. Just make sure like the actual like 15-second outro or the last 15 seconds of the song just really goes out. Some great lyrics.
I agree.
Some ad-libs.
It's the literal music part of it going together, because it's not even necessarily that I'll be checking for some of these songs for his bars. Just the way the song flows and the way it's put together and just organized makes a world of a difference. And it goes to show you that he's been doing this shit since he was a teenager. Because he is just like, that's crazy how it's about 10 years later, he's literally just got it down to a T. His sound, the way he wants his shit to be made. And it just goes to show you that that's somebody that's in this shit for the craft of it.
He locked into it.
I will say the fact that there's only 3 features on here and he was still able to carry the project for the entire time. And I really didn't get bored. There were times where a song would change, or I would have to make sure a song wasn't like, hadn't already been over and everything. But it was a good album because it kept me there. You know, we complain so much about a lot of albums nowadays coming out where the songs are just sort of, they blend together, or it's just either the opposite. They blend together, or they all just don't really fit together cohesively at all. And it feels like he found a good little mix. Nothing is overstaying its welcome, like I said. And at the same time, he was able to make 24 songs where you're able to just stay engaged. That's the best word I think I could use.
Real engagement hours.
Real engagement.
Engaged in the music.
Honestly,
like all the songs, like he didn't need that many features, and like it's funny how his inspirations, he just got those 2 specific features. And
I agree.
What they had to do in the verses.
Babyface Ray came through.
Hey, Babyface Ray did what he had to do as well.
He did what the fuck he had to do. He didn't waste no time. He ain't play no games. He just said, "Hey, I'm here to rip this shit," and he did.
Probably really just got up and started rapping. Like, I feel like Babyface Ray is probably the laziest rapper of all time. Like, he doesn't want to rap, but he's too good at it. He's spitting bars.
It's weird because I was listening to him earlier today. Not this song, but I was listening to him earlier today, and I just heard it in his voice, like, he really does have the lazy flow. Because I heard that, I'd seen that said about him before, but I was like, no, he don't. I didn't listen to all his music. He be sounding like he trying. But I think that's what's so, and this goes into Playboi Carti, just to bring him up for a quick second. I think that is a talent within itself of being able to just make your flow sound effortless, even though you are really doing your thing and you really are trying. Being a rapper is just a big part of it, is just being able to sound cool and sound like you're not putting in no effort. And that's part of it. Babyface Ray has that shit down to a T.
Babyface Ray, also on the side note, like, he gets extremely disappointed in you if you're not getting to the bag. Like, you hear it in his voice, like, man, get to the bag, where you at? And, like, he actually wants everyone listening to get to the bag, and if you're not trying, then he does, like, no disrespect to you in this music. It's like, hey, like, either get the bag or don't get the bag.
If you're not getting the bag, you're the person he's calling a bitch in his songs.
This is a big pro-bag group, you know, like, there's no bags involved, we don't want anything to do with it. So, understand where Babyface Ray's coming from.
Real GTB shit. Real getting to the bag shit. That's all it's about. That's why I fuck with Babyface Ray. But honestly, we gonna end up doing a whole fucking video about Babyface Ray if we keep talking about him. Because I could talk about Babyface Ray. Shout out to the whole Flint, Detroit, whole rap scene right now. Except Sada Baby. But, yeah, when it comes to this album, I do want to say my favorite songs, I still say Made My Day is my favorite song so far. Other than that is DNA, and then there's the song with Babyface Ray. Those three. That's my top three right now.
Top three. I like those songs. I'll say my top three. One, special notice of the bonus song, Super Eurus. Second is probably Coincidence. And the third, try like either Goodfellas or DNA. DNA is pretty good.
DNA is a good ass song. Good ass song. I'm on drugs like my auntie. And I have to ask this question. I just have to ask this question. Why is your auntie on drugs, Lucki? Why are you taking the drugs with her? Why didn't you learn from her? You should not be on drugs like your auntie. This is inappropriate. I don't know why. So many questions. It's one of those things. I really feel like I have to do a video one day about just questions I have while I listen to some of these rappers' lyrics. It's just like, why are you going through this? Why did you go through this situation in your life and feel the need to record it? I can make a whole fucking video about that based off that song Kendrick made about his auntie. I ain't gonna talk about what he talked about in there. He dropped a video for that?
No, if he does. And Lucki's actually one to drop videos, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna have some videos coming if they're not already out. I haven't checked.
I haven't checked either. But yeah, Lucki came through with a good album. I don't know where the hell I was going right there for a second about that Kendrick shit. But Lucki dropped a really good album. I really feel like I feel like that's the one that's gonna start getting him more clout, more mainstream clout. It's not even that rappers will want that, but don't you agree that sometimes it's nice to see that rapper that's been underground for a minute that everybody fuck with, but they don't ever really get that big spotlight? Ain't it nice to see them finally get theirs?
It's honestly beautiful to witness. You can watch them kind of start from the bottom, start to get a lot more recognition that they deserve.
I remember hearing about this man back in 2013. Literally, actually before that, if I'm being honest. I remember hearing about him before 2013. That was when we was graduating and everything. I remember hearing about him during junior year and before that. Like, it's crazy it's crazy to see the evolution, see the journey, man.
And also the cool thing that I really pay attention to is that he sold 25K first week, it looks like, and that's very impressive.
He outdid the baby.
Yeah.
He outdid the baby. That's what we love to see. In the end, real music will always win. But Justin, do you got anything else you want to say about this album, man? Where would you rate it? On a scale of 1 to 10, what rating would you give this?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a rating without having my bias. Trying to think, calculate this, think about this perspective.
Measure the circumference.
If I had to give this an overall rating for him, I'd say about an 8.3 to 8.5.
I was thinking about a very solid, it's somewhere between a 7.6 and a solid 8 for me. You know? It's definitely leaning on that 8. If it's not an 8, it's leaning on that shit.
Yeah. Just hearing his evolutions, I definitely like giving him an elevated rating. How well he's able to like keep his music going so consistently and not like alter his style musically.
This project also really did expose me to the fact that he has a very good ear for beats. Very good, underrated ear for beats.
He's on pure born type levels.
And he's not a producer, to my knowledge, which makes that even crazier. So that's just crazy to hear. It's crazy to see. It's crazy to see the evolution. But is there anything else you want to say, Justin? Anything else you want to leave the people with before I start to wrap this up?
Just give the album a listen. I say listen to the 5, 6 songs that we recommended first, and then kind of veer off from there. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
All right. That was Justin's take. Now here's mine. I want to just say a big thank you to all of the people out there who have chosen to sit and listen. I appreciate you. Could have been anywhere else in the world. You could have done anything else in the world, but you chose to listen to us here over at Kinetic Aesthetic. I want to give a big shout out to you, the last nobleman, otherwise known as my dog, Justin. I appreciate you always for coming through. I know when it came to that Lucki album, you was the one that recommended it to me, so I appreciate you for putting me on to some good music. I got a good couple songs off this that I'm definitely going to be bumping. That's definitely going to stay in my rotation. So I appreciate you for that.
Sir.
I want to make sure I tell everybody that's listening to this right now, my homeboy, my dog, I just dropped an interview with that man today. I'm talking about Kevin Wayne. His single, CSF, is out right now on all streaming platforms. If you ain't listened to it yet, get off your fucking ass. Go listen to it. Stop playing the games. Open up your ears to some real music. When his project Storm drops in a couple weeks, I want y'all to be very, very sure to make sure that you go out and you go listen to it. Be very, very sure that you go out and you stay tuned into Kinetic Aesthetic as well, because we will be having a whole review of that coming. We're going to be having a whole bunch more coming. We're going to have a whole bunch more council meetings coming. Also, be ready, because part 2 of that is dropping next week. It's featuring me, the last nobleman, my boy David, and Dre Olive. So we got a whole bunch more coming. These next couple of weeks are going to be exciting for the show. I'm just super excited to just share so much more with y'all. Once again, last nobleman, Justin, appreciate you. Go listen to Lucki's album right now, Flawless Like Me. It's out now. Go listen to Kevin Wayne's new shit right now. Just go do what I'm telling you to do, like, right now. It's been Kinetic Aesthetic. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day and a even better rest of your tomorrow.